How many of us have ever thought that we are just as bad as President Donald Trump of the United States of America? He is ambitious, and so are we. He perhaps is a little bit more ambitious than a lot of us. He'll go to certain extremes that many of us won't go to. But yet we are ambitious, and we will go to certain extremes. Extremes kind of indicate beyond what is normally ordinary. We got our special group that we care more about than others. May be our race, may be our gender, may be our nationality, may be any of these things. But to us, they come first. And so Trump, his interests are people who are rich, people who wield a lot of power, dictators who control the lives of others with the mechanism of fear, of death, and nothing to be done about it. All of these things contribute to the life that we as human beings miss. And all of us miss life. We might be millionaires, we might have all kinds of money, but we are doing a lot of things different than many of others who don't have money are doing. But are we really living? We really don't know. What are we going to compare it with? Poverty? When you look at it like that, then you convince yourself that you're really living. But then what about those that are not really living? Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about how you would love to live? Do you ever think about how appreciative you should be for where you're at? And if you're not where you want to be, you should be striving. But if you ever think about where you've been and those that are still there? Do you think about the struggles that you've gone through to be where you are? Do you think about the struggles that others are trying to manage, to get through, trying to get to where you are? And you're definitely not where you want to go. It's just a half a step up the way. And so they got so many steps. Do you ever think, stop for a minute? Stop for a minute. Stop. Why does that keep happening? Why can't we as human beings get it together? Yes, we know that there are those who are power hungry. Basically mean they want to be able to control other people, really. And it works from the small groups all the way, I'm convinced, to all over the human population of the earth. There's a power struggle, a power consuming life force out there that we feed to every day because we have been denied the truth about God. They give us information out of a book, ladies and gentlemen. That's a story. They use their education, and that means from books or indoctrination or what they give you in schools, to prepare you to go into this community and carry forward the basic standards that have been set before you in the particular areas that you are going into. And all of it is designed to maintain the status quo. None of it is designed to give you the absolute truth. The absolute truth that mankind has established these systems. They are really not real. They have just been established. It's like coming up with a baseball game, and you got a team, and now you got it's broad now. You got a national league. You got competition. This is not the way to have what we want. Playing like a team, competing. We have to be on one accord. So man is not the all in all, but there is a power that is the all in all. They don't tell you about this power in the church. They tell you about a bondage God that makes it okay for you to stay where you are. And whoever is causing you pain and suffering will pay for it one day. And you'll be blessed one day. They don't tell you about a God that constantly supplies the earth with everything that the earth needs. Everything that we require from the earth to do the things that we have imagined doing. It is still being supplied for the purpose of the human race. Did you know that when they came up with computers, it was for that everybody, if computers ever became popular and people used it, it was to be available in every household. Same way with any electronic, whether it's a telephone, whether it's a television, whatever it is that has come up that advances the population, advances the ability for the performance of the individual in its daily going and comings of life that has been given by the Holy Father. It is here for everybody on the face of the earth. Nobody ever told you that. They told you that it's here because somebody was so fantastic with their brains, with their minds, until they came up with this big advancement in technology. And they should be paid, which means that you got to pay. And everybody got to be paid. So the price on this thing, especially if it's something new. And the electric lights, your energy bills. You're getting a bill every month. Do you know that stuff is free? That stuff is given to us by the Heavenly Father for everybody on earth who wants and requires electricity or whatever it is used for. If anybody is using it, then anybody on the face of the earth has obviously access to it. That's the divine way. So basically what you're doing here on this earth is that you came here on this earth with your gift, with your talent. You came here to grow up amongst a family that loves you. And you ain't got to suffer for nothing because they don't have to suffer for anything. But if you do, they're going to change. And if they don't change, somebody's gonna change it. So those who are looking for change, look for change. You'll see it. And what do? They stand up. They don't go along with just the way things are. Why? Because in some form, in some fashion, it's the same as what you are claiming Donald Trump is doing. Anybody left out of this equation of life, the rest of the human population that's going right along, saying it's okay for whatever the reason, you are expressing the same kind of thing that you're saying that Donald Trump is doing. You found the excuse just like he found the excuse. If you didn't find the excuse, you fixed it. But you can't fix it just like he can't fix it. Why? Why can't you fix it? Because you still want to be God. You still want to be God. It's not going to work. So it's easy for me to come and tell you, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't believe in God anymore. I used to believe in God, just like you. But something happened. Something happened to me. And it removed all doubt. It removed all doubt about God. So I dare not sit here before you as one that believes in God. I sit here as one that knows that there's a God. And by knowing that, that gives me the authority. That gives me the authority to stand amongst a bunch of believers and call you out and tell you that your belief is not sufficient for God. Your belief is just sufficient for the times that you're living in. Your belief is just sufficient to allow the bull that's going on every day to continue going on. If you know God, you know darn well this crap is wrong. You know darn well you don't want any part of it. And you know darn well that everybody else would know that you don't want any part of it. And you would stand up for the rights of everybody. And ain't hiding. You ain't hiding that. You champion that everywhere you go. Nobody should suffer. And you should be very proud to have God in your life like that. I tell you, you're somebody sweet. Yeah, the angels love you. God is crazy about you. And all of those around you will begin to see the beauty of God in the love that is being expressed for those who cannot see. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll just stop there. I think you got a little message there. I'm going to leave it there. Till next time, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.